Let's fucking do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Strength Students podcast. I'm your co-host, Steve Carty.
I'm your other co-host, Nick Scopoletti.
And we're in Connecticut. Undisclosed location.
Steve's parents' house. It's Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. We are Father's Daying it up right now, seeing our fathers. So we're in our hometown. We're doing a little Father's Day episode. We're going to go outside, but it's humid as fuck, so our camera's fogged up. So no nature for you today, fans.
Fans. You get to see the house fan. Look at that fan. See? It's our biggest fan.
I actually painted this whole room. Not this color, but the color was before this. I painted.
You and your army of brothers.
Back in the day. And today we were talking about a couple things. We're going to start talking about like traveling and training. So like what the fuck to do with everything, with your mobility, with your nutrition, with your sleep, with your actual physical training when you're traveling. Because, you know, like for us, we've kind of seen, you know, in our super celebrity status now, traveling from place to place.
Yeah, that's us, man.
Like our training just gets all fucked up. So we're here to talk about that.
And
then we're going to talk a little bit about supplements today.
Yeah, we're doing a hybrid today.
Yeah. Hybrid
2 topics in one episode.
2 dudes, 2 topics, 1 episode. 2 cameras, 2 mics.
1 fan.
1 fan. 1 chance.
Okay. All right, let's get into it.
So traveling. So what's been some of your struggles traveling, like traveling and training? What do you find is your big struggle?
The first thing I find, and this just may be me, is like hydration and food intake.
Okay.
I will like not drink a lot of water.
Word.
Because I'm like, yo, we're traveling. I don't want to have to like stop and pee a lot. Like if you're driving, even on a plane.
Yeah.
Not packing enough food. That's something I always find is troublesome. I've heard of people like they bring their food like cooked from home, and then some airlines don't allow you to bring food on, so you got to throw it out, which would infuriate me. So
Wait, what airlines do that shit?
I've heard of some people
What?
traveling where you have to like, no, sorry.
What?
I don't know. We've traveled, but
That's
not enough
shitty.
to
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah, I've never brought in like my cold like beef and rice and broccoli onto a plane before.
yeah. Well, plus like you can't bring water bottles. You can't on a plane. You have to buy once you're in the airport, just so they no external
Yeah,
stuff
all that
gets
shit
in.
too.
But that was probably my biggest struggle. Is like for example, we went to super training. I didn't eat all day. I was like excited, nervous.
Oh
all
yeah,
that shit.
I forgot we didn't eat.
Till that night. We woke up at 4 in the morning. We didn't eat all day. Oh, we stopped. We at the airport when we landed. We had like a salad.
Oh yeah, we had a nice little. Well, yeah, that was Northern California though, so they had nice like
avocados,
like locally grown ingredients in this airport salad.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually really
Which was nice.
good, man. So that has been probably my biggest thing. A bunch of other things as well. But those are, I think, top 2 for me. And obviously, you'll probably get into like mobility, sitting for so long, and then you're like, all right, time to get
that's my
active.
biggest struggle, man. When I travel, my back starts to just get all jacked up from all the transit and sitting.
Yeah,
Especially in a plane, man. The plane is the worst.
oh, so confined.
Once I find like a comfortable spot to like sleep and how I contort my body, my back is just screaming by the time I wake up.
Oh yeah.
So doing things like, especially, if you're in a long plane ride, like get up, get up and move.
Yeah, I didn't get up the whole time we flew. It was like 6 hours.
I've also experimented with this a little too, doing like contraction work, like
squeezing your ass.
yeah, like squeezing your ass or squeezing your quads or squeezing your calves just while you're sitting down, just to get some blood flow to those areas, which has actually helped.
I've done that.
I've done that before. It's almost like training, like while you're sitting in a fucking, you're just like, the person next to you is like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're like,
training, bro.
Look,
I'm doing squats in my head.
I have a bomb in my ass. Trying to get it out.
Should I do that in the bathroom? And then, so hydration is another one, too. I found that for me, hydration is just because I'm so out of my routine. Like, I'm so used to doing the same thing every day, going to the same places and filling up my water bottle and just routinely smashing it. And then all of a sudden, once I'm out of that routine, I'm fucking done. I'm not drinking water. I'm piss as yellow as fuck. Brown even.
Or bright red. I mean, yeah.
And then training, too, could be difficult because, especially if you're going to a hotel. It's like, does this hotel have a gym? What kind of stuff are they going to have? So that's where you really have to start improvising.
Then you have to go
So what things do you like bring? Do you bring anything with you like at all times?
On a flight, I will not bring a foam roller, but if I'm driving, I'm definitely going to bring a foam roller.
Okay, so you're bringing a foam roller.
If on a flight, I could obviously lacrosse balls aren't the hardest thing to get onto a
Yeah,
plane.
true.
Lacrosse
Lax ball's a good one.
Lacrosse balls, tennis balls. What else do I bring? That's pretty much it, man. It's just like I said, the eating is just so hard.
Yeah, the eating part is
like
tough.
I'm eating like beef jerky, like I'm trying to be good and like nuts and stuff, but it's just you're off your routine. You're just all
jumbled up. Yeah, it's shitty.
But that's pretty much what I brought with me. It's just like lacrosse balls and stuff like that. And then I'll always do a mobility routine, and I'll be lazy with that. I'll always do a mobility routine.
When do you do it?
Before I get on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
When we land, wherever we're at, as soon as we get to the hotel, I'll do that. Just 'cause I have to. It's like accumulation. Like I've gone like almost full weekends without like doing mobility, like a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Like, oh, I'm still moving well. All right, and then by Monday, you're just like, it's like starting all over again.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So it's just something you got to keep up on, and I try not to make it too, just like foam roll, move, whatever. Whatever joints bother you, whatever hurts, that's it. I keep it pretty simple. And then, as far as training, you could get into this as well. As far as training, like, sometimes I'll try to do too much. Well, when we were at Super Training, it was like, you're in fucking Disneyland. So we were just like, I was like, all right. Like,
yeah.
I think I did everything that was there. I was like, I'm just going to try everything. I'm going to check out this bar. This bar's cool. What's this? What's that? Like, just going around machine to machine.
Yeah.
But I think traveling, you need to have an intent for the day, whatever it may be. Take your time with the warm-up. I know, like, you may be excited and all that stuff, but, I would say don't take my time for the warm-up, I end up having to slow down later because something's just doesn't feel great.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. My biggest thing is breathing. Like, I like to do a lot of breathing stuff before and after plane rides, like
meditate.
Yeah, well, yeah, meditation too, but just breathing. Make sure I'm opening up my diaphragm. Because think about it, with sitting and everything like that, yeah, you have like your lower back muscles, your hip muscles, that shit's going to all get tight. But that compression of your diaphragm, dude, like your rib cage smashing, like I love to just get out if I'm on like a layover, just like in the middle, like, waiting for the next plane, just literally lay out. Maybe if I have a tennis ball or cross ball, lay on the tennis ball or cross ball and just do like heavy diaphragm breathing, like just really open shit up.
Yeah.
That's really helped me a lot, actually. And that's helped me sleep on the plane, too, as well. Like, when I do, while I'm sitting in the plane, right? Like, hands on my belly button and just focus on deep breathing in through my nose and then, like, filling up my stomach super big and then blowing out. Like, that's been my biggest thing.
Okay. And you're a stressful flyer, right? You don't like flying?
Yeah, I'm terrified of that shit.
Okay. So
fucking hate flying.
Me, I'm just like, hey,
it's too high, man. It's too high for humans. Too high for humans to
me, I'm kind of like,
I don't know why we invented that, but
if this is how I go, this is it. Nothing I can do here.
Everyone like loves the Wright brothers, dude. Like, I'm like, yo, you guys fucking suck, man. Why did you invent this? I'd rather just drive everywhere or something else, anything else.
Let's just drive to California. Perfect.
I'm down, dude.
No.
I'd rather do that than fly.
Nope.
What's the dopest, like, traveling made-up workout you've ever done?
Oh, man. Now I got to think.
I got one while you think.
Go ahead.
So this was in Cali when I went to my cousin's wedding, and there wasn't, like, a CrossFit gym around. There was, like, there was no, like, gyms around. So, like, right down the street from the hotel was just this like strip of places, like random shops and stuff like that, and like some like abandoned buildings. So I just walked up and down that until I found some sort of area that like spoke to me as far as like, all right, yeah, you could work out here.
It spoke. And a light broke through the clouds and was like,
I found this like empty. It was like this empty like parking structure with the building on the right. It was like this old like worn down building. Clearly no one was in it, and like a rail on the side. So I saw the rail. I was like, yes, inverted rows. And then there was like lines, like parking lot lines, but no one was parked in them at all. So I was like, yes, suicide sprints, like hit touch line, go, touch line, go, touch line, go. So it was like the most ghetto workout I've ever done. Nothing crazy. I mean, I was doing inverted rows on the fucking like rail that was on the that was like in the parking lot, push-ups, squats, and then I was doing suicide rows, like next to this old like
sprints, you mean?
like yeah. Okay. Like next to this old like flower boutique. So sometimes you got to improvise that shit, man. Sometimes you got to improvise.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, the first one that comes to mind was super training, where I think I just did everything in the world. But that's probably not my funniest, like, most random travel one. So I went 2 years ago. It was like a week or 2 weeks after my last show, and I had a wedding for my roommate. Roommate from college lives in Long Island, so we're in the hotel in Long Island. I looked up the gym in the hotel, and it looked cool online. They lied. I got downstairs, treadmill, and like that universal machine where it's all like fixed. Like you could bench on one, and there's lat pull down.
Oh yeah.
And sit up, and it's just like it's like in a circle.
Bowflex.
Yeah, and the big
revolutionizing
like,
your abs.
I go, all right, I'm gonna do 5 rounds of all this. Like, it's the morning of the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to like murder myself. I'm like, this is gonna be funny. Get a little pump. Like, this is cool. I was doing like
Bowflex pump.
I was just doing push-ups and like on like this ragged ass machine. I thought I was gonna fucking tip it over. It was bad, man, but it was fun. I like got a quick pump. It was like 30 minutes. And I showered and that was it. ready for the wedding.
Fucking
day.
amazing. So bootleg. you have the most bootleg workouts ever when you're traveling.
But it's cool because you get to work on like. I feel like this too, like, and maybe you feel this way, the same way. Is that like sometimes we gotta like become like equipment snobs in a way,
Dude, definitely.
like, well. You know, like the gym I work at in Ridgefield has elite FTS racks and perform better kettlebells and rogue barbells and rogue bumper plates and like good shit, right? Like quality stuff.
Yeah.
And so like when you're forced to like, hey, figure it out.
Yep, get creative, man.
Like I've gone to a football field at our high school here, just like gone to the football field and like I'm doing pull-ups on the field goal post.
Yeah.
And I run 100 yards.
Fucking best,
but
man.
it's so cool because like first, you're outdoors. Okay. B, you're not like, you know what? I don't like the way this knurling is on this bar.
Yeah,
like,
right. It's so stupid.
This is my favorite bar. This spins better.
Yeah.
It's like,
how do we not have this fucking bar here, dude? So I have a funny story. This isn't my story, but I just have a buddy who does fucking Murph all the time. Like whenever he doesn't, because it doesn't.
Why?
It doesn't involve much equipment except for like a pull-up bar, right? Think about it. Murph doesn't really involve
Who's
equipment.
his friend? Do I know him?
So Nick. So you probably know him. Whatever. My buddy Nick, fan of the show. Nick, you're definitely gonna listen to this episode. But yeah, every time I talk to him, dude, I'm like, yo, man, what are you up to? He's like, just doing Murph, man. I'm like, why?
It's not Memorial Day. He's like, I don't care.
Or he tells me stories of when he's like, yeah, man, the hotel didn't really have anything, so just did Murph. And so or he'll be like, I'm doing half Murph. Like, dude, you just rip Murph once a week? Like,
doing quarter Murph.
So he was telling me, I forget where he was, but he was telling me this the other day, and I died. He was like, yeah, man, I didn't have a gym or anything, so I found a tree, and I did Murph with the tree, and I was doing pull-ups on the stump like this, like on the branch of the tree. He was just doing like weird, awkward gripped pull-ups from a tree.
This guy sounds amazing.
But like the point being, like, yo, you need to having less options give you more opportunity to like get creative too, you know? Yeah. Like we get caught in the routine of the gym and having your equipment like you were just saying, but when you're in this situation where it's like, shit, man, I got to train, or I want to train, but there's nothing around. You know, going to a gym that has like 2 things, it's like, all right, now you only have those 2 options, so you got to figure out with those 2 things rather than having a million things at your disposal. It's kind of like Netflix, right? Like when we were kids, you had like 5 VHSs that you could choose from. Those were your movies. You just watched those. Maybe you went out to rent a movie one time.
Big Green.
Yep.
Sandlot.
Yep.
Those are mine. What else? Roger Rabbit.
Lady and the Tramp was probably in there somewhere. But you had the same 5.
Saturday Night Fever.
You had the same 5 things, right? So those were the only ones you could choose from, so you worked with it. Now it's like Netflix, which is the equivalent to being in a gym. Netflix has, hundreds and thousands of different options.
I know.
And it's like paralysis by analysis. You're like, oh, what do I do? What do I watch?
Should I watch Netflix? Should I get Apple TV? What about Hulu?
Yeah.
What about this?
I need a Fire Stick. Someone jailbreak it for me? But then conversely, you look at that, you got those 5 VHSs. That's it, man. That's all you're working with. Yeah. So it's the same when you're traveling, You got those shitty hotel, like, gyms, or you just have, like we were talking about before, you got fucking Tree Murph or whatever. Like, you just got to figure it out.
I hope that's at the games this year.
Tree Murph, dude.
Shout
out to Nick with Tree Murph, bro.
What about when we went to Miami, that gym on the beach?
Oh, yeah, the gym on the beach. That was another one. That was cool.
They were bench pressing wooden blocks.
Yeah, bench pressing,
handles.
like, wooden tree stumps and shit.
You had to hand it to the dude.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was so cool.
That was lit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just listen, the point being, if you are away, if you're traveling, you're on vacation, right? Enjoy that. Make that the fucking priority, okay? You don't have to be, like, dude, I'm a savage. I work out all the time. Like, just chill. Be on vacation. But if you want to work out, you want to train,
Do something out of the ordinary, maybe.
don't be picky. Don't be the person who comes back and be like, man, I wanted to work out, but there was nothing really there. Fuck that bullshit. You could do it anywhere. You can do anything. You could literally do push-ups and squats. You could do those anywhere at any time. So that's it. You have 2 right there. If you have a tree, you could do tree murph or any sort of something to pull yourself up on. So listen, just take the opportunity to get creative, right?
Yeah, and then one thing I would add to that is like nutrition, like
the nutritional aspects
yo,
as
I'm
well.
on vacation, like
Fuck
but
it.
I want to stick to my plan. It's like, all right, yeah, like maybe you can if you like, but also like if you work hard all year, you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Like if
Break it down into meals. Say, all right, I'm on vacation. Maybe I'll go 1 meal a day where I have something good or something nice. Or, maybe while I'm here, I'll do 2 meals or something like that. Break it down like that,
Yeah.
Have everything else ready. Have everything else prepared, whether you bring it or you go grocery shopping or you're there.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing is going grocery shopping when you get to a place.
Money saver. Eating out will crush your wallet more than your body.
But just to be ready, too, because think about it. If you are training while you are on the road, it's not like normal where it's like, you're going to train and then you got your food waiting for you. It's going to be ready. It's like now you're going to need that shit. Your fridge isn't there from home. You need to either have that ready with you wherever you're going or you need to have it prepared back at where you're staying or whatever. So just be prepared with nutrition.
Yeah.
Anything else
Dude,
you want to add?
Also that time we traveled to Miami in 2012, we brought kettlebells in the trunk.
Yeah,
we did
kettlebells in the
a
trunk.
workout.
True.
Got a lot of travel workout stories. I just
man.
realized.
You got to get creative, dude. Get creative.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to start talking supplements.
2 different subjects in an episode.
Be right back. Want more of the Strength Students podcast? Go check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and on Stitcher. Stitcher, I just met her. Welcome back, everybody. Second half here. I'm your co-host, Steve Carty.
I'm the other guy, Nick Scopoletti.
And I'm Steve Carty. We just talked about a little traveling stuff. Now we're going to talk about supplements.
You got to take
What's good? What's
creatine, BCAAs, protein,
Fit.
Fish
Fish oil,
steroids.
cod liver oil, unicorn blood, just like in Harry Potter.
Oatmeal.
You need to take wild Bach flowers. You need to take cinnamon extract. So we're going to talk about supplementation, okay? What's the big deal with supplementation? Supplements has been, this has been the thing since the dawn of time of training, right? Got to take your subs, bro. First thing I'll say about supplements. Do not make supplements the foundation of your training nutrition, right? Come on, we know this by now. Don't make it the foundation. Like, real food should be the basis of where you get all your micronutrients and macronutrients. That should be the foundation. That's where you should start. I'm not saying don't have supplements. I'm saying that should be your foundation, right?
It should be like 90%.
Get your fucking BCAAs from meat, right? Get your carbs from carb sources. Get, your sugars from sugar sources. Try to get your oil from oil sources and like fish sources, things like that. Stick with that first, right? Then figure out the supplement situation, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say then?
Supplements has been it's been interesting over the last couple of years. I know a couple guys that are strictly like knew a couple dudes in college that were so supplement orientated, but like their diet was just terrible and nothing came from it.
Exactly. Well, that happens a lot.
It's that supplements, I think, is that last 5-10%. Like if your sleep's on point and your eating's on point, like things are gonna come together. And I think not to be like negative about the supplement industry, but like it's a money making, it's $1 billion industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like 40 billion, I think.
$1 billion industry that's unregulated by any sort of anything or anyone.
Senator Orrin Hatch from Utah, because most of it's made in Utah apparently.
Yeah, they could literally put fucking goat semen in a bottle and be like, oh, this is whey protein.
Speaking of, the strength students are coming out with a goat semen product.
Goat semen coming to shelves near you.
So Yeah, I think it's just overly done. I've heard some things recently. This brought up some good points. Like, you gotta take your protein. Like, basic is creatine, protein, like BCAAs.
Mm-hmm.
There's BCAAs in protein. Why do you need extra BCAAs? Like, are you not eating enough? How much muscle are you actually breaking down? The people that are actually training that hard, like, there's a very small percentage of them in the world.
Yeah, true.
Most of them are probably in the powerlifting, like top end power bodybuilding CrossFit communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they might need, when you're working out, they do 3 workouts a day. Like, yeah, they're going to need more liquid sources of fast digesting carbs and protein, because you're sitting down to eat chicken and rice and you got to work out another 3 hours from now. It's not going to work.
Also, understand that BCAAs, taking that shit, let's be honest, that's not going to be the determining factor that's going to bring you from, like, a third string player to a starter, or like it's not going to bring you from, you know, a 405 deadlift to a 500 deadlift. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
BCAAs aren't going to do that for you.
Like,
steroids will.
Like, absolutely.
BCAAs won't.
But like, the only thing that I would vouch for, just because studies have shown over and over again, like creatine does work regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It works for almost anybody, right?
For almost anyone. There are some non-responders, though. There are people who are non-responders.
There's people that are non-responders to steroids. There's people that take steroids, and I could speak at this as a guy who took steroids earlier in his life. There's kids who I know who took steroids or pro hormones, which is like a downgraded version.
Yeah.
And about 2 weeks later, they got weird stuff coming out of their nipples.
Damn.
I've never had a side
like
effect.
Like milk and shit?
Like just brown ooze.
That's fucking disgusting.
So there's guys that have plenty of weird reactions, like gross stuff happen to them.
Oh,
I took it. I never really any like
no brown ooze coming out of your nips.
Private, your testicles shrink.
Private testicles. Reporting for duty.
That's about it, though. I didn't have acne. Nipples were a little sensitive.
Hold on, let's back up real quick.
What?
Isn't it, they don't shrink, they just kind of like fucking seize up.
No, they shrink.
And then they come back down.
Well, this is what happens. Like,
but they don't like shrink forever.
I don't want to get
they
too
come
deep
back,
into this,
they come back down, though.
Right, so this is what you got to do, and I'll explain this real fast for everyone. So, like, you start injecting testosterone into your body stops producing it, because it's like, oh, man, we got all this extra testosterone. This is dope. Like, we don't have to do this work anymore. So it shuts down. They definitely shrink. For those people out there that think your actual wiener shrinks, not true.
Why did you just whisper that?
I know, because your parents are downstairs.
They don't fucking care.
I know they don't fucking care. You said way worse, but still. So your penis does not shrink. You could knock over a tree with your penis when you're on steroids, but your balls are just pretty much gone. Anyways, to get them back, you have to take something called HCG. It kind of brings back the testosterone naturally. Then they come back to normal size. But I didn't want to get on this tangent about steroids. But now I forget where I was going with that.
I forget too. Well, so now you may be asking, Steve, Nick, so how do I know what supplements I should take, dude, if you're saying we shouldn't just take supplements? All right, great question. I would say the first thing you should do is get a blood panel taken. Absolutely. Go to a naturopath or go to your primary care. Go to whoever you feel, you trust the most. Get a blood panel taken, you know what I mean? What I just did personally was the naturopath I saw, we sat down and she just had me talk about just certain symptoms that I deal with, whether it be with training or outside of training, whatever. And based off those symptoms, then she ordered a blood panel for certain tests to be done, right? So she had, the normal ones like B12, vitamin A or vitamin D taken, like all those, and then checked off a whole bunch of different ones. Right. Go get a blood sample, and then it comes back. Your doctor will look at it, and then they'll be able to say, oh shit, like this is low or whatever, right? This is high, this is low, this is whatever. Point of this being, say you read an article that was like vitamin D helps with like feeling good in depression, which is true, but you may not need vitamin D, right? I think what the problem that happens is these studies get, put out, or articles get put out. Hey, vitamin D is good for you. Yeah, of course. Yes, that's true. I'm not saying that's not true. But now what happens is you read the article and now everyone thinks, oh, I need to start taking vitamin D then, obviously, right? Oh, it's good. I'm reading this article that says it's good for me. I should start taking it. That might not be the greatest way to go about it, right? Because your vitamin D levels could be okay. Then say you start taking, like a 50,000 IU thing of vitamin D every day.
Like my pops.
Dude, there's a toxic level to every vitamin, man.
Right.
Like you can have too much vitamin C and die.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you could have too much vitamin D and that could negatively affect you. So
Yeah.
get that shit
Especially
checked
'cause
first.
they're not water-soluble vitamins like a B vitamin. Like when you pee and you take a multivitamin, you see your pee is
Yeah,
gone.
right.
You can pee them out. Fat-soluble takes time. And I've
Mhm.
not overdosed, but like I've taken vitamin D and then like gone tanning multiple times, and like you feel weird. Like you have this weird feeling. I don't know how to explain it. You just feel slower. You feel sluggish.
Like sickish kind of, right?
Yeah, you feel like
I mean,
you
it's
feel
too
like
much
shit.
of that D.
Yeah.
Getting too much of that D. Too much of that D.
Can never get too much D.
But yeah, so I would strongly recommend levels. And then the other thing is, if you don't have a primary care or don't have access to, going to get a doctor to get a blood panel taken, then just do as much research as you can and just try things out for yourself, Take things out and then add things for maybe a month and take them away and see how they affect you.
Yeah. One of the things I would talk about too is like, talking about blood panels, like people talk about BCAAs and this and that. Now most of those things have, and this is my point before I was going to make, they have a lot of artificial sweeteners in them. And some people, and there's, like majority of people could take it and like get away with it and they're fine. But I know as a person that, in this country where there's a lot of gut issues and food and our food quality is not the greatest, and as a person who has gut issues, like those things will crush me. So know what you can handle, know what you can take. Like again, there's just as much leucine, which is an anti-catabolic amino acid in chicken as there is in your BCAAs. Like those are fine and well, but like again, focus on your food. When I started focusing on food, I noticed stomach felt better, weight going in the right direction, mentally felt clearer.
Yeah.
Didn't have to worry about all this other stuff. Plus, it saves money.
Free supplements, food.
Supplements are expensive.
And
Let's face
listen,
it.
be honest with yourself too, man. If your diet is like not on point right now, if the way you're eating, if your nutrition isn't on point, right? If the foundation of your eating isn't vegetables and then, adequate protein and good fats and good carbs, like if your shit day to day is not on point, then don't even think about taking supplements yet. If you're eating if you're not really eating that great day to day, don't be like, well, I'm eating like shit. Well, I guess I need these supplements though.
Like don't take a test booster.
Yeah.
When you're not eating enough like zinc and magnesium in the natural foods that we have to help with your testosterone. Those minerals, don't give a shit what you take. Those test boosters don't really, like Tribulus, but like nothing will. It's gonna raise your test. Close to steroids, like nothing is gonna.
So be smart, kids.
And I worked at GNC in high school, so I know all this shit.
He's an expert.
I know it was all bullshit, and I've tried everything.
Oh, and the other thing what we're gonna talk about is like supplements we would say are pretty legit as far as our knowledge is concerned. Before I want to do that though, is beware of the placebo effect, right? This supplement will make you feel better, make you lift stronger, and then you start eating it, and then you go and like start training more and doing more things, and you're getting stronger. But that's from the training more and getting stronger, not because of the supplement. So let's talk specific supplements now. Now, all that being said, all the foundational knowledge about supplements and things like that, let's kind of talk about what we would recommend and things we've had good experiences with and taken. I think we should start with creatine because that has honestly like been the tried and true supplement. Like through the years, it's been studied and it's shown that it's worked. It shows that there's some non-responders. There just is a certain amount of the population that don't respond to creatine, which is okay. But essentially what creatine is like, I'm not going to get into much into the science, partially because I don't know a lot of the science. No, but from basically what you understand about creatine is it's just helping you with your energy during your workouts. Essentially,
it buffers the acid, so you could go get a little bit more. Like 1 to 2 more reps per set.
Couple more reps per set, which could accumulate through the week, right?
Yeah.
Like accumulate through the week, accumulate through the month. So don't get me wrong, that's like a big benefit, but. Like, I think maybe what a lot of people think is like, dude, I'm taking creatine, so I'm just like, that's what's making my muscles like fucking big and strong. It's like, no, like, it's just giving you that extra push with sets and reps, essentially. Like if you were benching and you could maybe hit 10, like that creatine maybe give you like 11 or 12 reps.
Yeah.
And so if you count that up, you add that up through all your sets and all your reps throughout the week. I mean, that's pretty significant. So. I would say creatine's a solid one for, just performance. I say that's kind of been tried and true throughout history. That's been proven to be a pretty effective supplement, which I've taken before too.
Yeah.
So what else?
Can't go wrong with B vitamins.
Yeah.
Multi.
But that's another big one, dude. That's a big one. Like, dude, get that shit checked first, you know? Like,
really, you could take a multi with, like, maybe it has a lot of magnesium or a lot of zinc, and too much zinc can drain your zinc. Like, if you take too much of something, like, those minerals all have to be in balance. So you're just blindly taking, like, a, well, ZMA has been shown, so zinc, magnesium before bed, to shows increased testosterone, but it also can, you know, if you got to get your ratios checked. You can't just guess.
Word.
You can't just guess if you're just throwing pills down your throat. Multi B vitamins. I know a B12, like, that's super important for me because mine is, like, in the tank.
So what's the deal with the B vitamins? Why do you need to take that?
I don't know what happened, really. So this was, so I'll just quickly go into me. So I was having digestive issues, right? Went to a naturopath. Apparently, if you have a B12 deficiency, that could lead to low stomach acid, which prevents you from breaking down foods.
Okay.
So my stomach issues, you're thinking, like, oh, there's something wrong, like, whatever. It's like it was a B12 deficiency and low stomach acid. So that's what I was told from her.
Word.
And it's made a huge difference. And I could definitely have gone, like, a couple days without taking it, and I feel pretty terrible.
But, like, big thing is you went to see a naturopath first.
And I got my
they
blood
told
checked.
you it was
Yes,
up. Got the blood checked.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, man. Get your blood checked before you start taking these crazy supplements.
And that was something I thought, like, and I was hammering digestive enzymes because I thought that was it. Yeah. It wasn't the enzymes. It was just my stomach acid and low B12. Like,
Word.
a B vitamin, you know, instead of going to a store and be like, I'm having digestive issues, I'm just going to take, like, this special tea and, like, these digestive enzymes. It was that.
Word.
So, you know, things are so weird, and they're just connected in certain ways. It's insane. You have to get it checked.
Word. The other one too, fish oil. That's always worth giving a shot. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Still on the fence about fish oil. I'm not too sure if it's just a gigantic industry that's been created to make money now. We're in this, like, paleo era of, like, primal eating and high fat and all this stuff, and that's great and that's good, and I'm with all that. That's awesome, but, like, I still don't know if fish oil supplementation is like yes, we should keep doing that, right? Because it's that balance of omega-6s and omega-3s, right? You have the omega-6s and omega-3s, and the fish oil is that omega-3 level, because the ratio right now with humans is so shitty, right? We have this crazy, like, 20-to-1 ratio or 26-to-1 ratio or something like that of omega-6 to omega-3. So now it's like, all right, well, let's supplement that to get that omega-3 level up, which, I don't know. I think maybe it's, well, why don't we just get that omega-6 level down?
I think the supplement helps. I really do. EPA and DHA are part of, like, babies' formulas to help brain development, and it's a big part of our brain. But also, this so apparently I saw a study where as you get older, you lose the ability to process those healthy fats. The only way to keep that enzyme thing going, the healthy omega-3s and all that stuff, is to eat quality food like grass-fed beef, fish, and things like that, for you to be able to absorb and have the enzyme to break down those healthy fats. I believe. This is what I read in a study. And I was like, okay, so, like, say a 60-something-year-old guy is like, I'm going to start taking fish oil, but that's the only thing he changes. Like, sure, he'll probably feel a little different, but how much would help if his diet and everything is still not...
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's not
so it's one that's... You know, I don't think it's going to... My whole thing is I don't think it's going to hurt you if you're taking fish oil, okay?
There's no way.
You know, like we said before, if you're taking too much of anything, that's probably not a good thing. But I don't think if you start taking a normal dose of fish oil every day, don't think that's going to harm you. However, I'm just not convinced that it's necessary. That's just usually my argument, that I'm just not sure if it's necessary. But I don't think it's one of those supplements where I don't think it's worth going out, getting, like, a bottle of liquid or a bottle of capsules and, like, trying it out for, like, a month or something and see how it helps your performance and just your overall day-to-day living.
Yeah.
And then protein. What's the deal with protein? What are your what's your take on what types of protein to take? That's obviously been the biggest one since the beginning of time.
There's plenty of protein in food.
Yeah. That's it.
That's how I feel about it. If you have trouble tolerating whey, so I'm lactose. I can't have whey, really. It's not good. I just can't handle it. But I've also tried plant protein, so plant-based protein. That has also had a weird effect on my stomach.
Really?
So I don't know why or what.
Biggest thing I would say with proteins is
So the moral of the story is I opt for like ground turkey and chicken.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I'll say this about protein. I'm the same way, especially with like a lot of the like sweeteners and artificial stuff that's in a lot of the whey proteins. Dude, my stomach just gets destroyed by it, you know? So I think if you're going to go with the whey protein, go to the ingredients section of whey protein and get the whey protein that has the least amount of shit written under that ingredient section.
Yeah.
You know, if you could even go get a pure, they're starting to come out with stuff like that now, just pure whey protein. It doesn't have any flavor. Doesn't have any bullshit in it. It's literally you go to the ingredients and it says whey protein, and that's it.
Like
it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, like collagen protein.
If you try to eat it on its own, it tastes like shit. Like it's not like chocolate thunder, like protein.
That was my nickname.
Like
college.
no, it's just plain whey protein. But mix that up with fruit and shit. I think you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing with whey protein, an isolate is probably a better choice. Isolate just being it's broken down. It's essentially the way it was produced. It's broken down to the most simplest form of that whey protein. So
the
whey protein
produced.
isolate. Yeah, the whey. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing with protein, man. Just find one that doesn't fuck with your stomach,
or just keep eating food.
Yeah, food's number one. But if you are gonna have like a shake or something like before and after, or before or after or whatever, just try to find something with the least amount of listed ingredients, because it's we just look at it as, I'm just having a little bit of stomach pain after I ate something, or I have a little bit of stomach pain after I eat or drink this certain thing. Like that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? Like the fact that your stomach and intestines hurt after consuming something, probably not a good thing. So just make sure you find one with the least amount of ingredients as possible.
That's it, I think.
That's
right,
it.
man?
Yeah, anything you want to add?
Or subtract.
Oh shit. Or divide.
Multiply.
Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram at Strength Students Podcast. Go like our page on Facebook. As always, 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher. I just met her. Make sure you go check us out on YouTube.
And happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody. And we will see you next episode. Peace.